Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome back. In today's video we're going to talk about what it's like going back to work after being off work on furlough for 2 whole months. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So how is everyone? Welcome back. First vlog of the week. I hope everyone is well. In today's video, we're finally back to work. Granted, it's in a very, very strange dynamic, but I am back to work. Granted, I'd rather not be working because the weather is just too good to be stuck indoors. Also, it doesn't help that the bike is absolutely singing like a canary. It's actually running really, really well. I'm loving it. I love being back on the old girl. 2 months of not riding can play havoc with a lot of things, especially a biker's mind. And let's just be honest, I've been going out of my fucking mind not being able to ride for the last 2 months. But here we are, back in the saddle. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about the first day back to work after being furloughed. Well, if anyone works in the retail sector, primarily in motorcycles or cars or anything that involves selling accessories and clothing and whatever else, you will know exactly where I'm coming from. At my work, we've had to adopt a very, very stringent queuing system where people have to queue up outside the shop, sanitize their hands before they enter the shop, not touch anything unless they're looking to buy it, and if they do touch it to try it on or whatever, they have to then leave the item, whether it be a helmet, jacket, trousers, gloves, whatever. They have to leave it on the floor where they've picked it up from, so that we can sanitize it and return it back to stock. Now that might sound like something fairly easy for you, well, for most people, but it's not. When it comes to motorcycle accessories and clothing, trying to sanitize things is nigh on impossible. It really is. I kid you not, just in one day alone we had probably about 20 people, maybe even more, come into the store, and the amount of sanitizer we've been through today, it's ridiculous. I mean, I think we must have gone through about maybe 2 bottles of sanitizer, and bearing in mind these sanitizer bottles are about 1.5 litres each, so going through 3 litres of sanitizer a day is fucking ridiculous. But unfortunately, these are the steps we have to take to make, you know, life go on, as they say. And obviously with COVID-19, you can't do things like having aircon on or anything like that, because obviously it's an airborne virus. Well, it's airborne, also tactile virus, but the actual aerosol part of the virus, you can pretty much guarantee that it spreads through air conditioning, which sucks because it means my workplace is like working in a fucking sauna. I mean, obviously I feel really sorry for the people that work in hot countries like America, Spain, Italy and all those sort of places where trying to actually work is virtually impossible. I mean, personally speaking, if I had my way, I'd have my work closed until at least the 15th of June. But the one thing I will say is that the people that have come into my work have been really nice and really honest and clever, and actually use their brains when it comes to actually coming into the store. Because yes, okay, half the time, you know, it's a tactile business, you have to touch things to try it on and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10 the customers have been good. I mean, as a business we have suffered, but we haven't suffered to the point where we can't actually make any money, because we have been making money. If I said to you how much we made today, you'd be surprised. But we made far more today than we usually do during a normal week. I just don't understand it. You know, all these shops that are still closed, like Carphone Warehouse over there, Vodafone over there, that Press Remit place over there, the bookies is still closed. It looks like Wilco's is still closed. Primark's still closed. So all these places that are still closed, it's like, I'm not being funny, but if they're closed, why aren't we? But you know, Thinking like that is beyond my pay bracket, unfortunately. That aside, it is good to be back to work. I'm not going to deny that. I'd much rather be at work than stuck indoors doing nothing for the next month. So I've already spent 2 months doing that, and I'd rather not do a third. On a slightly more pleasant note, after August, this thing underneath me is finally legally mine. No more direct debits, no more monthly payments. This expensive piece of kit underneath me will be mine, and thank God for that. It's been a long time coming. What the actual fuck is this? Hey, rude boy, what the hell is going on here? You fucking nutty geezer. I know the sun brings out some strange people, but Jesus fucking Christ. Whatever that geezer was riding, it looked like a push bike had hit Big Bird from Sesame Street up the arse. I'd love to know what goes through people's minds when they do things like that. I mean, okay, fine, they're probably doing it because it's something cool to do. I get that, I really do. But why make yourself look like a two-wheeled chicken? But again, the sun makes people do crazy things. Starting to see a lot more bikes on the road, which is always a what do you call it? Not a confidence-inspiring thing, but a encouraging thing to see. Admittedly, it would be nice if the bike wasn't so hot underneath me, but at the end of the day, there's not a lot I can do about it. You know, she is a big twin after all. She's got that boom boom bang bang engine. I just wish that I had some sort of aircon between my legs, because this shit is hot. Speaking of hot, how is everyone doing with the social distancing? Because I'm not being funny, the social distancing shit isn't working for me. Like I said before, I work in motorcycle retail, and I have to have people come to me, or at least ask me to try stuff on. I can't do that currently because the 2 metre rule. And because of the 2 metre rule, if people want to try on a helmet or try on a pair of boots or levers or whatever, I can't do that because of the simple fact that people can't get within 2 metres of each other. I mean, it's alright if you live in the same household or whatever, but you can't do it in any other circumstance. It's like, again, just going back to the measures that are being taken at my work when it comes to people coming in and out the store. There's this rule, or guideline should I say, that people have to only try stuff on if they're going to buy it. Now, I can see why they're doing that in one respect, but it's a real pain in the arse in another. Because it's like, you could quite happily try on 3 or 4 helmets and only buy one of them. Or you could try 20 helmets on and buy one. Do you know what I mean? There's so many variables that need to be taken into account. And when it comes to the queuing system at my work, they didn't even think to put a fucking "please wait here for assistance" sign up on the door. They just had the door open with a sanitising station right by the entrance. And that's it. Nothing more. Also, I don't know if anyone's noticed as well, not so much in the UK, but definitely in places like America and Canada and stuff like that. Thanks to the coronavirus, the cost of petrol or gas or fuel or whatever you want to call it seems to be dropping quite a bit. Normally in the UK right now, petrol would be somewhere in the region of about £1.30 a litre. And some petrol stations it's dropped to just over £1. That's like 1.2 euros or $3 a litre or something like that. However you want to equate it, it's like, fucking hell, I haven't seen petrol this low for a long time. And it's like, it won't stay like it for long, but you know, fucking enjoy it while you can. Do you know what I mean? Ladies and gents, I don't even know how I can describe the first day back at work. It's been an absolute nightmare. It's been, you know, it's been hot, it's been sticky, it's been crowded. You know, that's the only real superlatives I can use to describe what I've had to go through today. It's not a pleasant thing, I'm telling you, it really isn't. I mean, okay, I know I'm not really dressed appropriately because I'm wearing all black, but even if I wasn't wearing black, it was still fucking too hot. Oh, pardon me. It's a weird state of affairs right now, ladies and gents. As much as I'd like to say, you know, being back on the road is a good thing, it is very much a double-edged sword right now, because it's hot, it's sticky, it's also not very nice in terms of what we're having to put up with in terms of not just travelling restrictions. Fucking arsehole. It's just madness, absolute fucking madness. It seems like this hot weather as well is making people do madness on the roads. It's like, I'm not being funny, but I don't have to go hell for leather to get to where I'm going. I don't have to go mad to prove a point. I've got nothing to prove to no one. But there are people out there that literally just want to prove a point. It's like, you're not going to prove a point, but act like a cunt, or act like a complete dick. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to act the way you are, then be prepared to suffer the consequences. If you drive or ride like a normal human being with a bit of common sense, you'll be good. Do you know what I'm saying? But then you get these people that want to do 100-mile-an-hour wheelies everywhere, and, you know, try drifting round roundabouts in the middle of the day and shit like that. It's like, what is wrong with you people? There's absolutely no reason for it. None whatsoever. It is a madness, I have to admit. It really is. It's scary to think that in this day and age there are people that are still stupid enough to ride without the correct equipment, but there's not a lot you can do. There is always going to be someone who thinks they're bigger and badder and faster than you are. It's nothing big, it's nothing clever. You can show off as much as you want when you're on a racetrack, but showing off on the streets is just going to end up with you begging for trouble. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you're not careful and you don't keep your eyes in your mirrors and stuff like that, you're going to end up having an accident, and you're going to end up either hurting yourself or someone else, or even worse, probably killing yourself. None of which is a good thing, and none of which will end up in you having a good day. I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, haven't I? But yeah, guys, that wraps up today's video really. First day back on the bike to work, first day fully at work. Really wish I wasn't going back to work, but you know, it is what it is. And I'd just like to thank all the people that have subscribed, commented and liked my videos thus far this year. There's going to be plenty more coming, hopefully more test rides, maybe a track out too, but hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys along for the ride. So as always, like I say to all you lovely people, be good, be safe, look after yourselves, enjoy your bikes, be safe on the road, and as always, adios!